Hello and welcome to Rajya Sabha television. You're watching our coverage of the FIFA World Cup. I'm your host Frank Rausen Pereira. Exciting day yesterday as well. Two matches played in the round of 16. Of course, two teams going through. And how? The host Russia, of course, after going into extra time, eventually beat Spain in penalties, and then Croatia versus Denmark as well. The scores remaining level at 1 apiece right up till extra time, and then that match too was decided on penalties with Croatia sneaking through. We're going to talk about those matches later on in the program, but first we'll take a look at what's lined up for us today. Another exciting day in the round of 16 where the most popular as well as the most famous team as far as football is concerned, Brazil, will meet Mexico at the Sabha Arena in a short while from now. Brazil's last 6 defeats at a World Cup have all been to European sides. The last non-Europeans to beat them were Argentina at the 1990 World Cup, and they have never lost to a side from North or Central America at the World Cup.
Brazil needs to stay concentrated and determined when they face Mexico in the round of 16 today. The 5-time champions booked their spot in the second round with back-to-back wins, finishing as Group E winners, setting up a clash with the South American team. While the knockout stage brings an extra level of tension to the tournament, the team is confident it will take it all in its stride.
E a tendência é que as coisas vão melhorando a partir dos jogos, né? Então esse já é o 4º jogo, acredito que a equipe está muito bem preparada para esse confronto diante dessa grande seleção que demonstrou uma qualidade enorme na primeira fase.
While the Seleção took some time to find their footing in the group stage, their overall performance in the match against Serbia went some way to justify their status as one of the tournament favourites. Mexico also concedes that Brazil is one of the best teams in the world and that they will have to stick to their attacking philosophy if they want to have any chance in the game. The team will be looking to replicate the performance that saw them defeat holders Germany in the group stage.
Yo creo que si queremos ser una selección que quiera aspirar al campeonato, pues tenemos que ganarle al que pase por enfrente, ¿no?
Mexico knows they are up against a team with an embarrassment of riches, including Neymar, Felipe Coutinho, Thiago Silva and Gabriel Jesus. But given the nature of football always giving the underdogs a chance in any game, the team will be hoping to do well against Brazil. Vaibhav Raj Shukla's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And joining me in our studio right now is Nilanjan Datta, senior sports journalist, and with us is Jyoti Ann Burrett, former Indian national player. Thank you to the both of you for joining me on the program. Before I get a word in from our guests here in our studio, of course, let's go over to our stats zone to my colleague Tina Jha and get the latest from there. Over to you, Tina.
Thank you, Frank. Welcome to the Stat Zone. I'm Tina Jha. Brazil's mission to rectify their disappointing 2014 World Cup outing is still on course, and they will meet Mexico tonight in the pre-quarter-final match at the Sabha Arena. The two sides have clashed 40 times. Brazil have had the upper hand as far as the statistics are concerned. Brazil have won 23 matches, while 10 have gone Mexico's way. 7 matches have ended in a draw. The two teams last played in June 2015. Talking about the players now, for Brazil, Felipe Coutinho has been stealing the show in Russia. The midfielder has been instrumental in Brazil topping their group, scoring 2 goals in 3 matches. Despite being surrounded by a star-studded group of teammates, it's the diminutive midfielder who has impressed most with his game. For Mexico, the player to watch out for is 22-year-old Irving Chucky Lozano. He is part of a young crop of Mexican stars who have used the tournament to make their name on the global stage. His performance against Germany ranks among the best in recent World Cups. For the moment, that's it for me from the Stat Zone.
Well, from the stats zone to the possible starting lineups as far as these two teams are concerned, let's first take a look at Brazil, who's likely to play a 4-3-3 kind of a formation. And if you look at their team lineup, of course, Becker in goal, Fagner, Silva, Miranda, Marcelo, Casemiro, Paulinho, Coutinho, Willian, Jesus and Neymar will make up the playing 11 as far as Brazil are concerned. Of course, remains to be seen whether or not Marcelo will start because of his injury. As far as Mexico is concerned, Ochoa in goal, Alvarez, Salcedo, Moreno, Gallardo, Gudardo, Herrera, Layun, Carlos, Lozano and Hernandez will make up the playing 11 as far as Mexico is concerned. From the lineups, of course, let's go across to the formations on our screens right now and see how Brazil will form in this particular match. A 4-3-3 kind of a formation. 4 at the back, 3 midfielders and 3 up front. From Brazil, we'll take a look at Mexico now on our screens, where Mexico is likely to play a 4-2-3-1 kind of a formation, where 4 defenders, 2 defensive midfielders, 3 attacking midfielders and 1 out and out forward. Over to my guests now, Jyoti. Brazil versus Mexico. Brazil has never lost to a North American or a Central American opponent in the history of the World Cup. It's going to be interesting, however, this particular match, looking at how Mexico have played in this World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, these two teams have had very different sort of progression in this World Cup. You know, Mexico started on a high and they've sort of fizzled out, leading up to their last, 3-0 loss to Sweden, whereas Brazil has sort of grown as the tournament has progressed. So it'll be interesting to see these two South American sides, both with their flair coming in today. One side I think will be more attacking, so Brazil definitely more pressing, wanting to keep ball possession, and of course Mexico looking to get them on the counters.
Mexico will look to get them on the counters, but as far as Brazil is concerned, just like Jyoti was mentioning, Brazil has only gotten better as the tournament has progressed, but that's not the case with Mexico. But will it be any different at this stage of the World Cup?
You mean from Mexico's side?
From Mexico's side.
Mexico's
yes.
biggest point has been the transition from defense to attack has been splendid. But the transition from attack to defense, they are a bit susceptible there. And unlike other teams, Brazil will be wanting to attack. So Mexican defense would be tested. They have conceded it's not the best defense in the World Cup, but it also allows them the chance, because the Brazilians lack a bit of discipline in the midfield. Always, they are not very good, means people who would maintain their shape. There would be some places out there. If Marcelo plays, obviously he's more prone to coming up into the overlaps. Those are the areas where they would be wanting to utilize during the counter attacks.
So far in the tournament, Jyoti, Mexico has used their pace to their advantage, but that will be countered today because the Brazilians are equally pacey.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to get that much time to, break so fast. And even if they do, they're going up against really quick players at the Brazilian side who are also very physical. So I don't see them beating them on pace today.
So, if Mexico has to win this match, Nilanjan, where do they win it?
They have to win it in the midfield, because you have to attack, convert the chances that come your way. Brazilian defense has been a bit porous. They are not the best defenders.
Yeah, they've never been.
Never been. So they will give you chances, most likely. You need to capitalize on them. But how close will the Mexican defense be able to contain Brazil, who's improving with each and every day? Neymar is playing in the perfect zone, I believe, with lot of space in front of him, and Paulinho or Coutinho, they are omnipresent everywhere. The creativity along with Neymar will be quite a bit of a test for Mexico. Quite a bit of a test for Mexico.
Sure. Talking about the players, of course, Philippe Coutinho is the man to watch out for. We think, as far as Brazil is concerned, of course, a star-studded team. So it's difficult to really pick one player, but we're going to go with Philippe Coutinho today, 26 years of age, 39 matches, 12 goals. Philippe Coutinho, the man of the match for you, Jyoti?
I think he's really using his position in this team to his advantage. With Neymar being heavily marked, he's someone who's getting space and getting time, and that's exactly what he wants, coming in from the left. And he's really taking this as his advantage today, and I can see him getting on the score sheet again.
Sure, and as far as Mexico is concerned, the man to watch out for today is likely to be Hirving Lozano. 22 years of age, 31 matches, 8 goals. He needs to score today because it's not going to be one of those dull 0-0 or 1-1 kind of match. It's going to be an exciting match. So the strikers will have to do well for Mexico as well. They can't afford to squander chances like they did in their opening match.
Absolutely not. I believe so. They will not be squandering chances. Hernandez also needs to pick up his socks a bit. Despite being the big name, he has not actually been in his true self what he is capable of. Lozano, 22-year-old, another young guy. We were speaking about Mbappe the other day, 1922. So these guys are taking the World Cup by the scruff of the neck, making an impact, and we are talking about them.
Another man who has to have a brilliant game today is clearly Ochoa, the goalkeeper.
Definitely, he will be busy. He will be busy, as all goalkeepers have been. And he, unless see, goalkeepers can win you matches in the sense if a goalkeeper pulls up 2-3 blinders of a save.
Like the South Korean did.
Absolutely. The confidence is just infectious and just boils down to the entire team. The #1 goalkeeper and the #9, the poacher striker, the two most important people in any footballing setup.
Indeed, these two players will closely be watched in today's game as well because it's going to be an attacking game. The goalkeepers are going to be busy and the forwards extra busy. Moving on to the other game now. Belgium will take on Japan in their round of 16 game tonight at the Rostov Arena. The Group G toppers are the highest goal scorers in the tournament so far with 9 goals, while Japan scraped through to this round on the back of a lesser number of yellow cards. The Asian side will be looking to make most of their lucky break as they take on another strong side.
Belgium go into the pre-quarter final match full of confidence with 9 goals and a clean slate in group stage, having won all 3 matches. The team has also enthralled many with its attacking game and an equally neat defense. The tiny European nation has now emerged as one of the teams to beat in the tournament, where 4 biggies have been humbled so far.
I think the group is in a very good moment, mentally and physically. You just get the feeling that the players are desperate to be on the pitch. When you create that competitive nature in the group, all you see is players that they are ready to be on the pitch.
Starting as the favourites, the Belgians are well aware of Japan's record against them. In 5 meetings between the two sides, Japan has won 2 and lost 1, while 2 games have been drawn. Japan coach Akira Nishino hopes his gamble of resting players in their last game against Poland will bear fruit.
このステージ、また別の状況、雰囲気、いろんなまた予選グループステージとは違う戦いになると思いますけれども。
The winner of the match will play either Brazil or Mexico in their quarter-final game. Kumar Abhishek's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, let's go back to the stats zone now and see what Tina has for us.
Welcome back to the Stat Zone. The second match tonight will be played between Belgium and Japan. The two sides have met 5 times before. Japan have the upper hand with 2 wins, while Belgium has won once. 2 matches ended in a draw. Both sides last played in November 2017. Belgium striker Romelu Lukaku has been his team's star this World Cup, scoring 4 goals in just 2 matches. He is firmly in the race to win the Golden Boot, second only to Englishman Harry Kane by just 1 goal. The strength, pace and clinical finishing of Lukaku could terrorize Japan's suspect defense. And as for Japan, the man to look out for will be Shinji Kagawa. He arrived in Russia with everything to prove. At 29 years old and still searching for his first World Cup goal. He scored his first goal at the big stage against Colombia and set the ball rolling for his team's campaign for the rest of the tournament. So let's hope we see some more goals from these 2 players tonight. And that's it from me from the Stat Zone. Over to you, Frank.
Thank you, Tina, for taking us through those stats there as far as this game is concerned. Belgium versus Japan. Let's take a look at the possible starting lineup of both the teams. Belgium first, of course, Courtois in goal, Alderweireld, Boyata, We're talking Meunier, De Bruyne, Witsel, Carrasco, Mertens, Lukaku and Eden Hazard. Let's take a look now at the Japanese possible starting lineup. Kawashima in goal, Sakai, Yoshida, Shoji, Nagatomo, Shibasaki, Hasibe, Haraguchi, Kagawa, Inui, Osaka in front. Let's take a look now at the formation as far as these two teams are concerned. Belgium on our screens first. Belgium is most likely to play a 3-4-3 kind of a formation where they'll have 3 central defenders, 4 in the midfield and 3 up front. Moving on to the other team now, Japan, where Japan will have a formation which is a 4-2-3-1 kind of a formation. 4 at the back, 2 in defensive midfield positions, 3 in the attacking midfield possession and 1, of course, out-and-out striker. Jyoti, Japan versus Belgium. History is on Japan's side. We as Asians would like to see Japan go through further as well. But on paper, Belgium looking the stronger side.
On paper, and as we've seen in this World Cup, the underdogs are really coming up with some great surprises. But Belgium, they've rested players in their last match and they've still sort of come out on top over England. They are a strong team, no denying that. But Japan will have to be very clinical and they have to go in with a strategy. And if they can stick to that today and, frustrate the Belgians, I think they'll have a chance.
What should the strategy be as far as the Japanese are concerned? Play a defensive game and play on the counter or go out there and attack?
See, I think so. They will be trying to steal a leaf out of Russia's book, what they did last night. Player by player, there's no way Japan can match Belgium. This Belgium side, despite history being on the Japanese side. So they need to keep it compact, back each other up, defend as a team and wait for their chances. If there are any lapse of concentration, the transition from defense to attack has to be splendid because this Belgium team won't be giving much of a chance to go run around all around. So, and Japan's most biggest problem is that they have lost their way somewhere in the box or in and around the box. That's where people are not willing to have a shy at the goal. If you have your chances, back your instincts, have a shot. That may go in.
Back your instincts. That's the key really as far as the Japanese are concerned, and we hope they play a good match today. As far as players are concerned, player to watch out for as far as Belgium is concerned is Romelu Lukaku, 25 years of age, 71 matches, 40 goals. Clearly the man to watch out for in tonight's match, Jyoti.
Yeah, he's your traditional striker. He's physical, he's big, he's gonna be up there. He just wants the ball, he's gonna hold it for them. And then of course they've got, these magicians like Hazard and De Bruyne who are gonna feed him with some, exquisite balls. So it's up to him to finish, and he's someone who has the class to do that.
Indeed, and as far as Japan is concerned, we're hoping that Shinji Kagawa does well, the number 10 as far as the Japanese are concerned, 29 years of age, 94 matches, 31 goals. A lot riding on his shoulders, would you say, Nilanjan?
He needs to be the fulcrum on which the team needs to revolve, has to be the leader in the midfield. But again, I come back to that number 4, Keisuke Honda. I'm a big fan of his. He has been in AC Milan for so many years wearing the jersey number 4, and let me tell you, the Milan number 4 jersey is given to a special player. I don't know why he's there in the bench. If he's on the bench, you have to bring him on, if not early in the second half, at least by the 60th minute. The experience of Keisuke Honda in this match, in this big match for Japan, could have been to Japan's advantage. Not that they could have won the match, but his presence out there would have added to the confidence
experience
of the side.
Also at the end of the day
could have struck a tandem with Kagawa.
Indeed, and experience too matters at the end of the day. On that note, we'll slip into a short break. On the other side, we'll recap last night's matches. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.